5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You are listening to The Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is The Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
Yo, what the fuck? This shit is... Yo, Miles, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We on, man. Fuck this. This is the Bad Boy Show, people. We are here. We are back by popular demand. You feel me? Because we got niggas calling us on the phone, telling us we got to do the show every week. So, you know, we just got to do it. You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Hell yeah.
There's no turning back. Dudes is fucking. They hollering at us like crazy right now. I'm like, God damn, it's insane. But you know, it's good though.
Shout out to the niggas that holler and appreciate the show. You
Exactly, for real. We got to give you guys a fucking hand clap for that shit.
Yes, sir.
You feel me?
Those are my niggas.
Exactly.
N-E-G-U-S.
Exactly. So
royalty, king royalty.
So today on the show, we're going to be talking about how to get over your fear of approaching women. Because, you know, dudes are still scared out here to holler. And understandably so, because, you know, women are fucking scary sometimes. You feel me? Fucking scary. Anyway.
Some child support? Scary.
Exactly.
Rape allegations? Super fucking scary.
Exactly.
Right?
So you got to, you know, got to protect yourself out there. So before we get into that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to get into some news and, you know, all the other good shit. So you guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show. Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. All right. Yeah, we are back, people.
Yeah. Hey, happy 4th of July weekend.
Exactly. So, you know, hopefully you guys are out there not blowing off your fingers with these firecrackers or whatever the fuck these shits are. Do people even do those, or do people just watch the professionals do it now? Yeah, I don't know if people actually...
Well, right now, you know, I'm out here in the South, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of motherfuckers doing shit out here, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like fireworks is pretty legal in the South.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of shit popping off down here. Like it sounds like you know when they show you clips from like, you know, when they was having the war in Kuwait and shit.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like out here.
That's what's going on.
Yep.
So, oh man, but yo, we got a lot of fucking shit in the news, man. A lot of shit to talk about, man. A lot of fucking shit. So everybody saw the Jesse Williams speech on BET, right? The fucking the dude, he's on Grey's Anatomy. You know, he's an actor. He's been in a couple other joints and everything, and you know, he's been into the whole, you know, activism joint for the longest. You feel me? So he's been talking that shit. You feel me? But it's crazy out there because you have. It's like a whole bunch of different weird ass like responses to the shit. Because some people, of course, you got the white supremacists and all these other people talking about, oh, he's being you know, anti-white and blah 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 and all this other dumb shit. Then and did you hear what Stacey Dash said about him? She said he was a plantation slave or some shit.
Oh my God! How the fuck a plant? She's a fucking house bitch, nigga bitch, calling this nigga a plantation slave.
Right. You know
at least the field niggas is the real niggas.
Right.
Like, come on, son.
Right. And then they got...
Like, she can't call nobody nothing. Like, she's the worst.
Right. And then they got rumors talking about how Grey's Anatomy is trying to fire him or something. So I don't...
That's what I was just about to say to you. I just was looking on Facebook.
Right.
When between all of this, you know, technical difficulties and shit, and it says breaking news that he is getting fired. Like,
also, it's happening.
I don't know how real this shit is, son.
Okay.
But it said breaking news, he's getting fired. Hold on. Let me see if I could see.
That's crazy, man.
The thing.
If that shit is true, come on.
You know that kid Farrah Gray?
Right.
The bullheaded Steve Harvey type nigga?
Right.
It's supposedly his website. So
Mhm.
I don't know if he's legit enough to be breaking news like that, but that's what they're saying, that he's getting fired off of Grey's Anatomy.
Right, but that would be some retarded. See, it's crazy because I wrote on Facebook the other day. I said something like, people saying that black people are racist for calling out racism and white supremacy is like saying that a student is violent for defending himself against a school bully. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, how the fuck are you gonna say somebody's racist for they're talking about this shit you did to them? You feel what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That shit don't make no sense. It shit don't. But you know what it is that what happens is you got a lot of white folks out there who they feel like they're like, oh well, I wasn't there and when all that shit happened, and I'm not racist and I'm not this and that. So then they feel sort of like guilty, or they feel like you're blaming them and all this other stuff. But I'm like, at the same time, you being white, you're still benefiting off the shit. And most of the time, I don't see a lot of white people coming out saying, hey, this police brutality is wrong. Like, you have a couple here and there, but it's not like, in droves. You understand what I'm saying? Like, exactly. You don't see white people in hundreds of thousands marching saying this police brutality is wrong and stop, killing all these people. Like, you don't see that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the issue. And even they had this whole thing where Justin Timberlake had said some shit and they was getting in his ass because he was, after Jesse Williams said his speech, Justin Timberlake was like, oh, I'm inspired. And then somebody was like, oh, so are you going to stop, doing that cultural appropriation shit and blah, 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 blah. And then he was like, come on, man, we're all the same. And, he trying to do all that shit. You feel what I'm saying? See, Justin Timberlake, he should have just kept his mouth shut. You feel what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
He should have just shut the fuck up, do his black music, and collect them checks. You feel what I'm saying? That's all he needed to do. That's all he needed to fucking do. But he wanted to...
But you know what? You know what's another side note that I saw on Facebook that was really, really interesting? It was a meme, right?
Right.
And it showed, it was making reference to the Jesse Williams speech, but it showed his parents in the audience, and it says, times have changed when it takes, it says, it now takes a strong white woman to make a strong black man.
Oh, God. You see?
Because, his Jesse Williams' mom is white,
right?
His dad is black. But a female came on the thread under it and made a point and was like, "Yo, the same shit can be said about our president, Barack Obama, because it says it holds true within the example. You understand? Like, because Barack Obama." His dad is black and his mom is white.
Right.
And you can say the same shit about Drake. I mean, Drake is not a strong black man, but he's pretty successful.
Right.
And his mom is white and his dad is black. So I don't know.
Oh man,
I don't know. Maybe that's the new paradigm.
I don't know. It's that white side that's helping him out, I guess. I don't know. But it's funny though, is because see, they got shit like that, but also like I've been hearing things on social media where people are like, oh, he's biracial, so he's not really black, and how could he speak on these things? And it's because he's light skinned, that's why all the people are listening to. I'm like, yo, they come up with all these little other sections of things to focus on, but the real focus should be on what the fuck he's talking about. Like that shit is like you're getting.
Hey, if anybody listens to him, then that's good.
Right.
The nigga was talking real shit. He was talking correct shit.
Right.
He was talking shit that the president don't even want to fucking talk
exactly.
about. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So I'm like,
honestly, truthfully, the nigga didn't even say anything that crazy. You understand?
Right.
But it's because the way he articulated it like brought that shit to white folks like in a harsh reality type of way.
Right.
And now they don't know what to do with themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Right. No, it's true. It's
kind of like when white people get so surprised that a black person, speaks and put sentences together.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like they're so like they're so fucking floored. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
On top of the fact that he articulated the shit well, plus he said some like real hardcore shit at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh shit, like he actually, that's why I think, you have to pay attention to what goes on with a lot of these artists and entertainers who get either blackballed or killed.
Right.
Because you have to remember, influence is a big fucking deal.
Right.
Like, it's not just about, you know, your agenda. It's about how many people you can touch. And the fact that he's biracial, he's saying the things that a fucking Black Panther's supposed to be saying.
Right.
It's like, oh shit, hold the boat. Like,
right.
He actually has influence. And I mean, because look, you don't even want to know how popular the show Grey's Anatomy is, especially with females, my nigga.
Right.
Like,
right.
Chicks love this dude, Jesse Williams, before he said all of this shit. So they're looking at his reach, his influence, his popularity, and then on top of that, he's talking real shit. They can't have that. That's why they're trying to get him off. I mean, if, you know, allegedly, that's why they're trying to get him off of Grey's Anatomy now.
Right, and it's funny because it's like a lot of I heard that they was trying to take down the video a lot of places. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm just like, damn. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. But it's like, yo, I fucking the part of the speech though I really loved. If you watch it again, if you look at this nigga's face though, you understand what I'm saying when he's saying it? That shit, he looked like a fucking, you know, you ever have one of those strict ass school teachers in high school? You know what I'm saying? Like, you knew that was the teacher you can't fuck with, you understand? Because he was on some strict shit. Like, he had that face. He had that, like, you can't fuck with this nigga face. You feel what I'm saying? And I was just like, like, yo, like, he looked like your dad when he's, you know, when your dad is about to whoop your ass because you did some shit. He had that look on his face like, oh shit, I'm about to get fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? Like, he was chewing the gum and everything, just looking mad straight at people like, nigga, I'm serious, nigga. And it was funny because if you look in the audience, all them other niggas was scared. If you look at fucking Jamie Foxx and Samuel L. Jackson, all these motherfuckers.
It was like when Kanye said that Bush don't like black people.
Right.
Everybody else was just like, what?
Right, exactly. Yo, everybody was fucking scared. I was like, this dude. And the thing is, that people gotta understand is that, you know, they talk about all this biracial shit and, oh, he's not really black, nigga. If you have a smidget of black in you, you black. You understand what I'm saying? They ain't gonna, like, if the police will stop him. And they're not going to be like, oh, well, he's not black, so I'm not going to, they don't give a fuck. You, if you ain't white, you black. That's what, you understand what I'm saying? If you're not white, you black. I don't care about you Asian. I don't care about you Hispanic. You black. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you're not looked at as white. You feel what I'm saying? So you still going to get the treatment, you understand, of, you know, you're probably not going to get it as bad as black people. You feel what I'm saying? But you still going to get some fucked up treatment. You feel what I mean? Because you're in a white supremacist society. So it's like, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So, but that shit, man, oh, that shit was wild though. I'm just like, I'm just seeing what's going to happen as the story continues and the story unfolds, man. Cause we need more real niggas like him. You feel what I'm saying? We need more real niggas, but, you know, people ain't gonna really, you know, they ain't gonna do it. You understand what I'm saying? None of these fuckers ain't gonna do that shit. So shout out to Jesse Williams. You feel me? Shout out to that dude, man. So now in other news, there was a priest who, or he was, you know, trying to become a priest or whatever, who's getting 16 years for trying to rape Mexican babies. Okay.
Nice.
So,
nice.
So,
Mexican babies are hot.
It's like, and this is the funny part. The story gets even more ridiculous. So the story was this dude. He was basically, he put out like a Craigslist ad saying he's going down to Mexico and he wanted to meet up with some parents. And he was basically saying that he was going to pay them like $150 so that he can have sex with their infants, their kids. You feel what I'm saying? So, wow. So the nigga said, I will pay you to have sex with your kids, right? Then on top of that, he says, so what happened was he was on Craigslist doing it. And then so I guess one of the moms like found out or whatever. So she sent it to the authorities, and then the authorities was taking over the back and forth exchange. You feel what I'm saying? So then he's talking to the authorities and he says some shit basically like, oh, and you know, I hope that when I get the kid actually struggles because it's more fun that way. Okay. This guy's, yo, how you, first of all, like how many times you do some fucked up shit, some crazy shit in one sitting. Like, you saying, yo, I'm gonna pay you for your kid, and on top of that, I hope your kid struggles while I'm trying to have sex with it because it's more fun that way. Like, this dude is a savage. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. Like,
wow.
And it's like, yo, why is it always like these priest dudes that end up being on that shit? Like, what is it about being a priest that just takes over your spirit that you just gotta fuck with little kids? Like, what is that?
Well, see, you know what it is? I don't know personally, but I'm thinking, allegedly, that being closer to the Lord as a priest kind of balances out the demonic sin of fucking a baby. You feel me?
Right.
So it kind of balances, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Probably. Probably. I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
So then what happened was,
this is not something to really be laughing at, but we got to try to make the show entertaining.
No,
man.
No, but seriously though, that shit is funny. Priest gets 16 years for trying to rape Mexican babies. Like, if you don't laugh at that fucking headline, I don't know what the fuck is wrong. That shit is hilarious. I mean, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
But didn't he get? Well, okay. It says he tried, so that means he didn't do it yet.
Nah. So what happened was he was flying in, and then the authorities caught him as he, I guess, got off the plane and all that other shit, and arrested him and all that other dumb shit. So
he probably thought he was a rock star for a second. Like, oh shit, they coming to usher me in.
Exactly right.
Out of these babies.
I'm just like, yo, what is going on with these motherfuckers, man? Like, wow. Like, hey, man, I don't know.
Yo, he if anybody needs to join the Bad Boy membership, this nigga.
Pretty much. He needs that shit.
Yeah, he's far gone.
He's on the deep end. Jesus Christ, man. Wow. So anyway, in other news, your boy Nick Young, he got caught cheating again on Iggy Azalea. And this time, all this crazy shit happened. So basically, he has security cameras at his spot, at his house. So when Iggy Azalea was, I guess, away doing whatever she was doing, he ends up bringing chicks into the spot, and then, Iggy Azalea caught it, on the surveillance cameras. Now, I'm saying to myself, dude, don't you know you got security cameras, my nigga? Like, why would you do that? And then on top of that, they said that he was fucking with his baby mother, and he got his baby mother pregnant again. You feel what I'm saying? So now, see, this is what I think. He just didn't want to fuck with Iggy Azalea, and he's trying his best to send her a message like, look, I'm not trying to look at what I'm doing. I'm not trying to fuck with you, like, because I believe that when dudes do certain shit like that because they want to get caught, you feel what I'm saying? They don't have the heart to just say, look, girl, I'm not feeling you anymore, because you know what I mean? Like, because
it's just like all the black guys are leaving Iggy Azalea. Like, her time is up. Like, her hood pass has expired. And
right.
Because T.I. dropped her a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it just seems like Nick Young is just trying to,
He's
shit,
trying to
send her over here. I'll hold her down for a couple months.
Right. No, I feel you.
Because I'm sure I get sick of her. But, man, that ass is crazy.
Nah, Iggy Azalea will get it, though. On the,
all
like,
day.
Dudes be trying to front.
That accent, too?
Dudes be trying to front. Like, they know they would smash Iggy heavy. You
and
understand?
she got them DSLs all day. Oh,
Jesus.
Those are dick-sucking lips for, people who
exactly.
Who are not,
Iggy Azalea will
familiar.
fucking get it, okay?
Yeah,
like,
she'll get it.
She just needs to do porn at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do that shit and make that happen, or put out a sex tape, something like, man, that'll be perfect. But anyway, so talking about sex, this next story, this last story we got, this shit, man, this is when tricking goes wrong, okay? So this man paid $3.7 million to an escort agency that promised him sex with celebrity escorts.
Oh my God.
I know. But it gets worse, though. It gets worse. So the celebrities were like Megan Fox and some other chick named Candace Swanepoel or something like, I don't know who that one is. I think she's like a model or some shit. But anyway, so the escort service is like, yo, these celebrities will actually fuck you, if you pay. And so he's thinking, oh, cool, I get to fuck Megan Fox, right? So basically he had to put down, I think, like $26,000 up front to do some shit. And then he sent them another $500,000 or something. And so basically, you know, the shit never happened. And I think that the escort service basically swindled him out of all his money. So he basically lost all that money because they never delivered. They never gave him the celebrities. He never had sex with none of them and nothing happened. So he put up all that money and these people just basically took his shit. You feel what I'm saying? So
see, now that's just wrong. I mean, no, cause look, here's what I'm saying, right? Here's what I'm saying. If I give you $26,000, right? Right. The least you could do is get a fucking, Demi Moore lookalike,
right?
Or,
something.
You know what I'm saying? Or a fucking Taylor Swift lookalike wannabe bitch or something.
Right.
Because there are escorts out there, that are probably like a good 5Gs that probably look like some celebrity out there. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Go get that. I just gave you 26. You couldn't go get a bitch for 5 and keep 21.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Come on, son. Now, because you gotta understand. Like, I'm a businessman. You feel me? So I'm thinking about the whole thing. I'm thinking about making money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about me as the business owner, but I'm also thinking about the customers, son.
Right.
You understand? Because that's just bad business. Because now you can't do any repeat. Granted, you made $37 million, but you can't do any repeat business now.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
right.
your fucking name is tarnished. Like you can't do any more business.
Right. And who's to say that they're going to be able to keep that money and slide off? Because if they find out, and
because
then
if he gets a good enough lawyer,
right.
it's a wrap for them.
Right. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that would have, and it's funny because I wanted the story to be true about the celebrity escort joint, because that would have been hot for some niggas. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
Like, imagine you got your favorite celeb who's down with that shit, who's like, yeah, I'll fuck you for a couple $100,000 million or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because I was like, are these celebs really out there, holding it up like that? I wouldn't be surprised though. You feel what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
3.7 million?
Right, because I know they have like websites where they got porn stars and shit that be doing shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, damn, imagine you could just like, smash one of these bad joints that you've been, watching a movies and like let's say you like Scarlett Johansson and she's on that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, like how much is some head from Scarlett Johansson? Like, how much is that gonna run me? Like, goddamn. That's crazy. Oh my goodness. But it's funny because I think it would be one of those like super low key, top secret type of organizations where you gotta have like 10 passwords to even get, to talk to somebody.
And when you go meet the bitch, you can't have your cell phone on you and all that.
Right. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man. But anyway, yeah. So this dude, he got finessed heavy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, this dude got some money.
A nigga like him, that's another nigga that should have joined the Bad Boy membership.
Exactly.
Like, come on, son.
Exactly.
Because if you got money like that, right, and you got game from the Bad Boy membership, nigga, you straight.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Good.
Jesus Christ.
You good, because you could talk a bitch up, and you got the money to back it up. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
But these dudes, they don't learn, man. I don't know.
See, guys, this is what happens. Because look, the nigga ain't have no game, but he had $33.7 million to throw away.
Right.
And he still ain't getting no fucking pussy. So understand how serious the fucking game is, my nigga.
Exactly.
Like, it's not a game to understand the fucking game.
Exactly.
It cost you $3.7 million and your dick still dry.
Exactly.
Does anyone hear what I'm saying right now?
Exactly. Real
Get
fucking
on your
talk.
fucking computer, type in www.badboymembership.com and save $3.7 million fucking dollars.
Exactly. It's crazy, man. Jesus, man. It's like, when you think about it, it's like, because dudes always be like, yo, all I gotta do is get money, I gotta get my shit together, and then I'm gonna get some pussy. Look at this dude right here. You feel what I'm saying? He got money together like a motherfucker, because he got $3.7 million just to spend on pussy. You feel what I'm saying? Just on pussy. So imagine how much money he got just in all. You feel what I'm saying? So he got paper. So it's not just about the money. You feel what I'm saying? Because I'm like, God damn, this dude is crazy. Anyway, so before we go on a break, we're going to go into a subscriber email. This dude, he wrote a super long essay saga novel. So basically, I'm just going to paraphrase what he was saying in it because I read the email before we got online. So basically, he was talking about how he's trying to get into, you know, talking to girls more because he hasn't really been, you know, pushing himself and blah, blah, blah. But his main thing was he was saying that he's too scared to really do it because he doesn't want to look desperate and embarrass himself. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
When it comes to talking to the girls and hollering at the chicks and all that other stuff. See, but the thing you got to understand, and any of you guys going through this and feeling this way and everything, you think you're going to be embarrassed by, you know, saying certain things, or you think you're going to look a certain way in front of the girl or whatever, or in front of people and on all this other stuff, right? Is that you got to understand that all that shit doesn't matter. You understand what I'm saying? It just doesn't fucking matter. I would say actually go and do something that you think is going to embarrass yourself, just so you can see it doesn't matter. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Because a lot of this stuff, it's a lot in your head. All of this stuff is in your head, and you're making it bigger than it actually is. So when you're actually out there talking to a girl, hollering at a girl, you know, trying to get numbers and all this other stuff, it's really not that serious. You know, a lot of times you guys have this like this wild imagination of how you expect shit to go, and then just because it's not going to go the way you imagine it, you're scared to really do it because you think, oh, I'm going to like say the wrong thing, I'm going to look like I'm thirsty, I'm going to look like a creep, quote unquote, you know, all that bullshit that they tell you. All you got to do is just focus on what you're trying to do and then do it. And then you'll start to get results because you're actually putting the action in. All the other stuff that's surrounding that is all bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, right, you're going to be the one with the dry dick. You feel what I'm saying? So fuck all that embarrassing shit. Fuck who's trying to watch you. Even forget the girl you even talking to. You feel what I'm saying? This is about you. Forget her. Forget everybody else. Think about you for a second. Think about you trying to get what you want to get out of your life. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to say, okay, what do I want? What do I need to get to that step? And also, what are the things that's blocking me from getting it? And that's a big thing, is that, you know, if you're saying, well, you know, I'm scared to look desperate, why are you scared to look desperate, or why are you scared to embarrass yourself? What does that mean to you? You feel what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's all your ego. It's all you trying to look cool. It's all you trying to look smooth. It's you trying to, you know, basically protect, you know, how your image of yourself, right? But none of that matters when you really want something to go down. You feel what I'm saying? Like you know, you remember the great MC, his name is Sean Price. For those who don't know, you should you know, look up Sean Price. This dude, he was one of the realest cats in the game. And I remember one time he was on the radio and he was saying that, you know, he was working construction, right? So he said this dude, you know, came up to him one time because he was outside working the construction shit, and they was like, yo, Sean P, what you out here doing working construction? And he was like, well, I'm out here making $24.95 an hour. You feel what I'm saying? That's what the fuck I'm doing. You feel what I mean? Like, so he could have been like, oh, I'm a rapper. I don't want to be embarrassed or look a certain way in front of the people that know me for rapping. He's like, fuck that. Look, I'm rapping and I'm doing this shit because I'm trying to get all this money. You feel what I'm saying? Maybe the rapping shit ain't doing what it needs to do to get me to the point where I need the money I need. So I'm going to just do what I got to do to get the money. Fuck everybody else. Because again, you ain't paying his bills. You feel what I'm saying? He got shit that he had to do. So the same thing goes for you, is that forget all that, oh, I'm going to look funny and oh, she's going to, you know, this and that, and I'm going to be embarrassed and all that other stuff. You're wasting your time worrying about that shit because ain't no progress going to happen with you being scared to do that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you something else, too. You know, all the females that you're, like, pretty much all the females that you're getting ready to approach, all of them are embarrassed before you even step to them.
Right.
And I can prove it to you. Why do bitches wear makeup?
Exactly.
Because they're embarrassed of how their own fucking skin look. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like straight up and down. Like have you ever seen a chick with and without makeup? That shit. I mean, you got, you know, there's a few chicks out there who just got great genetics, so they have great skin and whatever.
Right.
But most chicks, they wear makeup because on a regular day, they really are not that hot. Like, they're not
Right.
that beautiful. They're not that sexy.
Right.
Their skin is just literally not that smooth. They got spots and pimples and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
They're already embarrassed before you even holler. They're embarrassed before they leave their fucking house, my nigga.
Right.
You feel me? So don't you have to worry about none of that shit, because them bitches was embarrassed before you left your house.
Right.
So you're good. Trust me.
Right.
That's the last thing you need to worry about.
Right, exactly. So just go out there and fucking do it, man. Because once you start putting yourself into it, once you start doing it, you'll start to see. You feel what I'm saying? You'll start to actually see what's going on. Because most of this, you know, I always tell guys, is that you have to be in the shit to basically like feel it and see what really goes on, because you just being, you know, looking at it objectively and looking at it from a bird's eye view is not the same. It's the difference between watching a fight and being in a fight. You feel what I'm saying? It's two
Right.
totally different things. You know what I mean? So you got to really be in that shit to really, you know, see what's going on and understand what you need to do and what you need to work on to accomplish what you need to accomplish. You feel me? But right now we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into the topic. We're going to be talking about how to get over your fear of approaching women. You guys are listening to The Bad Boy Show. We'll be back in a second. Do you want to learn the easiest way to have more sex with more women? Then get the critically acclaimed book, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. In this book, you'll learn everything you need to know about attracting and sleeping with beautiful women. That's How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day. Get your copy today at MrLocario.com. That's MrLocario.com. MrLocario.com. Are you an actor who needs headshots? Do you have an event or a wedding coming up and you need a photographer? If you do, make sure you go to PavionPhoto.com. Pavion is a professional photographer who will supply you with high quality video and photography services for any event. Contact him at PavionPhoto.com. That's PAVION photo.com. PavionPhoto.com. Yeah, man. What's poppin', people?
Yep.
Okay, we are back on the Bad Boy Show. So today's topic, we're going to be talking about how to get over your fear of approaching women, because a lot of guys, they have this fear. They're scared to walk up and say things and scared of getting rejected. They're scared of the whole situation. So they hesitate. They don't really know what to do. Now, what I got to say this real quick is that you have to sort of first figure out if you're actually afraid of talking to women, because there's actually guys out there like Miles is, I consider Miles this type of guy where you're not afraid, you just don't have the motivation. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to differentiate yourself, because there's a difference between not having the motivation and actually being scared. You understand? Because a person who doesn't have the motivation just is not approaching and doing it because they don't feel like it. They're just like, I don't feel like doing this shit. Is annoying. These chicks are, they're just annoying me right now. So fuck them. You feel what I'm saying? That's right. One thing. You feel what I mean? But that type of guy, if you told him, hey, let's go and talk to a girl, he's not going to be afraid to talk to a chick. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But then you have dudes who are just so scared to actually do it that it's like, oh my God, the world is ending. I can't do it. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I'm nervous. I get scared and all this other stuff. Right.
My palms are sweaty.
Right. Exactly.
Stains on my shirt. Mom's spaghetti.
Right. Exactly. So they be on that shit. You feel what I'm saying? So, so we're going to run down certain things that'll, teach you how to get over your fear of approaching women. You feel me? So, one of the first thing I want to talk about, and this is in no order of importance, so just, we're just going to flow with it, is that you have to understand that first, you have to really be confident within yourself. And we always talk about confidence, and I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep, drilling it into your head to understand that you got to be confident, but also understanding that confidence isn't really about outside factors. It's all about how you see yourself, how you view yourself, right? How you value yourself. And the thing is, what a lot of guys do is that, and the reason why they have fear of approaching women is because a lot of guys get their validation from approaching women or the interactions that they have with women. So you might have a guy who's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna talk to girls, and then he's feeling good, or he's feeling confident or whatever, and then he talks to like 4 or 5 girls, and they all kind of like give him the cold shoulder, or just they're not just like interested, or they're being, you know, bitches or whatever it is, right? And then so now he's going to interpret that as, damn, I guess I'm not that good at talking to women, and I guess girls don't like me, and blah blah blah, and he internalizes that, and that fucks with him, and then now he's not, you know, in that confident state. So that's not really what confidence is about. Confidence is about like you're still confident no matter what the fuck happens with those chicks. Those all them chicks to say no, and you're still feeling good. You're feeling as fly as you were before you even talk to them. You feel what I'm saying? Because you can't get that validation through the chicks. Because if you're trying to get the validation through the women, then when things don't go right, you're going to internalize that as something wrong with you, and then you're going to be scared to talk to the girls. You feel what I'm saying?
Plus, how you going to seek validation from somebody that's seeking validation?
Exactly. See, you dropping way too many gems today right now, Miles. You gonna
I'm gonna say it again because I really don't think niggas got it. Like, how you gonna seek validation from somebody who's seeking validation?
That shit is real talk, man. You didn't get that shit on a t-shirt, man. It's like, yo. Oh my God! Nah, that's some real shit.
www.badboymembership.com.
Exactly.
Real talk with us.
Exactly. So you know, no, it's real talk though, because and that's the thing. I think a lot of guys don't understand how insecure chicks are. Like they just, I swear, it's like if you knew the shit that goes on in women's heads and how, and a lot of times you got to understand something. A lot of times women reject you because of their insecurity. You understand? You got to this shit. Let me. This certain guys don't know about this, right? But there's times where a chick will like reject you because she feels like she can't get you. Meaning that you might talk to a girl. Let's say you at you at a club, at a party, at a bar, or whatever. You having a conversation, so you might be teasing her a little bit. You talking to her back and forth, but you're not really being thirsty. You're not letting her know like she got you. You understand? Like you still kind of laid back. You kind of chilling. You asking her questions about her. You trying to qualify her to see if she's cool enough to fuck with you, which is what you should be doing. If you guys are really on top of your game, right? So now what happens is that sometimes dudes will do it to the point where the girl feels that the guy is unattainable. You feel what I'm saying? Meaning, I'm probably not going to get with this guy because I'm not really too sure if he's into me, or he seems like he could get girls who are hotter than me, or, whatever. So instead of her waiting for you to sort of reject her, she's going to reject you so that she can sort of save face and protect her ego. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So and that stems from the insecurity. You feel what I'm saying?
A good example of this, like for those who play like checkers or chess, it's like when you're about to lose, and you like when it's like when you're playing chess and they know they're about to lose and they knock over their king before the other guy does the actual move to win the game. Mm-hmm. It's like. So that's where the rejection comes in, because it's like they don't even want to see how it plays out because they're already, embarrassed and they already feel defeated.
Right.
So they would rather tell you no than to tell you yes and see where it goes, because they already have a negative outlook and negative disposition with their own with themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. Nah, real talk, man. So you guys got to understand that shit, right? So now another thing, to get over your fear of rejection is that you have to accept that rejection is going to happen. You have to accept that shit. You got to accept that shit like the sun is going to rise, and you got to accept that shit like, when it rains, you're going to get wet. You got to accept that shit like, like we're going to die one day. Like it's a fact of life. You feel what I'm saying?
When it rains, you just get wet.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's a DMX reference for all you young cats.
Exactly, right.
Look up DMX. He used to be a pretty good rapper.
Right. So you got to accept that shit is going to happen. And the thing is, the more that you accept it, the more that you are okay with it, because what's going to happen is that if you know that this is supposed to happen, you don't take it personally. You feel what I'm saying? Because you understand, like, oh shit, well, this is the process I have to go through in order to get the shit popping. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it's not anything that has to technically reflect on you in a bad way or reflect on your identity and all this other shit. You feel what I'm saying?
And real quick too, not that you're looking for it to happen.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You're not looking for it to happen. Actually, it's the opposite. Like, you're gonna approach this chick, and she is gonna want your number because you are that fly. However, it's possible that doesn't happen. But when that doesn't happen, it has nothing to do with you. And also, when she does accept your number or does accept your game and all that shit, it has nothing to do with you neither. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It really, like,
See,
whether she
getting
says
extra
yes or
deep
no,
on these
it
niggas.
has nothing to do with you.
Right.
It has everything to do with what the fuck she's going through at that particular moment in time.
Right. And so the point is understanding that all you have to do is make it happen, meaning approach. Is really that, like, I did a video a long time ago where I said the only thing you have to do is approach, meaning that's your job. Just go and do the shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because after that, everything is going to fall where it needs to fall. The thing is that when you learn game and when you become more confident, when you become better at having social skills, right? The chicks choose you more because you have upgraded yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So now you look like a better person to choose. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, she still has to make the choice to choose or not. And that choice she makes is her thing, which you don't need to really take personally, because at the end of the day, that's her, projecting whatever she wants or doesn't want, in that situation. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So just, let it be. You feel what I mean? And now another thing you guys need to do to get over your fear of approaching women is to talk to more women. You understand? And don't just try to pick them up and holler at them. I'm talking about just have conversations. Have regular conversations. So when you're out there, I have my product. You guys should go to MrLocario.com and get my audio program, Master Approaching Women in 30 Days or Less, and it's only $7, guys. Now, if you can't invest $7 in learning how to actually become good at approaching women, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? So go to MrLocario.com right now and get that. But
I was gonna say as a tip, take anything that we spoke about in the current event section of this show,
right,
and just walk up to a chick and be like, "Yo, so what do you think about Jesse Williams' speech on the BET Awards?"
Right.
And then say, "So what do you think about the fact that Grey's Anatomy is trying to fire him because we live in this white supremacist world?" And and look for like a sister, with a head wrap and all of that Afro shit, and ask her. Like, that would be a good conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then the thing is that when you are talking to these women, you start to see how they're responding to you. You feel what I'm saying? You start to get that vibe. You start to learn, and you start to be able to notice certain social cues and all these other things that will help you to, get with chicks and get with higher quality girls and, really hone your skills of actually knowing which chicks to fuck with and which chicks to like sort of charge to the game. You understand? So
hell yeah,
that really helps you, right?
Like, look, just go up to a girl and say exactly this. Say, "Excuse me, bitch. Dude, what do you think about Jesse?"
She gonna be like, you call what you call me? Like, wait, and then you're like, sorry, girl, I'm sorry. It's just, when I see a beautiful woman, I don't know how to act. I apologize.
Exactly.
Can we start over, sister? What's going on? How you doing?
Yeah, let's start over.
Let's start over. Can you know what? Let me apologize the right way. Let me take you out for a drink. You feel me?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, look at that shit. Perfect exchange.
Right.
And if she's one of them bitches that's too uptight,
right,
just for the simple fact that you call her a bitch, then you didn't really need to talk to her in the first place, because you don't want to mess with girls like that anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I should have. Oh man, hilarious! Oh my god, shit is too funny. And another thing, guys, you got to learn to do is you need to learn from your approaches. That's going to make you a little bit more braver to approach, you know, in general, because a lot of times what you got to see or you got to look out for is when you're having interactions with women, you have to start to see what's not working for you. And a lot of times you'll notice it if you're really understanding what's going on. So let's say, for example, you might start approaching women and you notice that you run out of stuff to say, and then if you feel awkward, you understand, or you are talking to a chick and you notice that you can talk to the girls, but you have trouble like closing the deal. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're scared that she might say no, or you notice when you're having a conversation with a girl, you sort of fumble on your words because you're nervous or whatever. So whatever those things are, you understand, you notice that that's happening, and then you start working on that. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you notice that, hey, I notice I talk to these girls, but then when it comes time to close the deal, I just don't do it for some reason and everything. So just to be like, okay, you know what, the next couple of girls, I'm just going to be, I'm going to say, hey, give me your number, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to push yourself through that to make that happen. You feel what I'm saying?
You think about every approach that, like for my cats who play basketball, like think about when you was learning how to shoot a jump shot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like think about every approach as like, because for example, your man Michael Jordan took like 1,000 jump shots a day, like when he was doing his practice shit. You feel me?
Right.
Like, so think about it like that. Like you make your jump shot. Sometimes you see the ball is going, you overshooting, so you have to make a slight adjustment, or you shooting to the right, so you got to make a slight adjustment to the left, and vice versa. And you got to get enough arc. You got to flip your wrist. You got to jump more so the ball can rise up to the basket. All of those things you're thinking about. It's the same type of thing. Every approach, you learn a new thing that you can adjust. Just like how with every jump shot, you might want to adjust until you get that stroke, that's right for you, and then at that point, then you be like, well, this is how I want to approach chicks, because this is the result that I want. You
Right. Exactly. And it's funny. A lot of times, once you get into a groove or a certain type of, pattern or whatever, you'll notice that you'll start to use the same sort of like talking points or approach, because you say, oh shit, I noticed, like, 8 times out of 10 when I start a conversation saying this, women are more receptive to me. You feel what I'm saying? And then you notice that about you, and then you say, okay, let me just, roll with that. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what gives you more success, because you start to get comfortable, with that sort of like mode of doing what you do. You understand? And the thing is, you can always switch it up and try new things, but at the same time, it's good to have those little things in your arsenal, knowing, okay, I know when I go this way, this shit usually happens, so that you can, really benefit off that shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and another thing, one thing that'll, stop your fear from approaching women, and I tell guys to do this all the time, is that you have to make these interactions with these chicks quick. Make it quick, make it short, to the point.
Stop wasting time.
I'm telling you guys, this will make it so much more easier, because the thing is, a lot of times when you approach a girl and you're beating around the bush and you're doing all this goofy shit or whatever, then what happens is that, when you talk too much, sometimes it sort of throws everything off, because a girl, you might approach her, she might be sort of feeling you or whatever, and then you just keep rambling, but you're not really getting to the point, and she's sort of waiting for you to get to the point. Then you end up saying something stupid, and then by the time you say, hey, let me get your number, she's like, I'm not really, you know what I'm saying, because you already done said too much and you like fucked up the whole shit. You feel what I'm saying? But when you make the interactions happen quickly, you feel what I'm saying? It gives you less time to sort of keep rambling on. It gives you time to just really get to the point of what you're trying to do. And also, what you got to understand is that when you approach a woman, basically almost all the time, you understand, they assume that you are trying to get with them anyway, even if you weren't. Right. Like, there's times where I was just asking a woman for the time and she assumed I was trying to get with her. I saw this one time, this lady, she dropped her scarf and I'm trying to, give her scarf. She's thinking I'm trying to holler, and she keeps walking and she's like, no, thank you. I'm like, miss, you don't want your scarf? And then she turns around and gets her scarf. You feel what I mean? So they assume that you're trying to talk to them anyway. So you don't have to, do all this extra talk Just be like, yo, miss, look, how you doing? Look, my name is Locario. Oh, word, blah, blah, blah. Here's my number. Boom, that's it. You understand what I'm saying? That's it, right? You know what I mean? Give me a number. Let's get together sometime, and have a nice day. Like, and the thing is that when you make it quick, right, then you sort of get through the interactions quicker. And then it frees up time for you to, talk to more women. And also it gets rid of that whole, I don't know what to say next, or I'm running out of stuff to say, because you're just sort of making it real quick. You understand?
Right.
You can make that shit.
Plus it takes the big event out of it.
Right.
The big quote unquote event. Because a lot of niggas run around thinking that every time you approach a female, it's this big fucking thing. It's like, yo, you gonna go up to her, name, what, word? All right, look, I'm gonna holler at you later.
Right.
And boom.
That's
it.
That is
it. Email real quick. Let me get your number. All right, yeah, all right. You on Facebook? Boom. You on Instagram? Word. All right, yeah, let's go. I'll holler at you later. That's it.
Right. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Make that shit quick and then bounce, right? And now another thing, and I actually made a video about this today, is don't worry about the outcome. You understand? And that's gonna make the fear lessen and basically dissipate when you get good at this. Meaning, because a lot of times people get confused by, like when you say don't worry about the outcome, because it's like people say, well, if I want the outcome to happen, how am I not worrying about it? The point is that you can desire the outcome, but you technically don't necessarily need to make the outcome ruin your day. So basically you can say, yeah, I want this girl's number, but if I don't get it, it's cool. You understand? If I do get it, it's cool, whatever. Like, so whatever, outcome happens, it happens. But, don't worry about the outcome, and don't be outcome dependent, because once you're outcome dependent, once you feel like, oh, I need to get this girl's number, I need for this interaction to go well, I need for her to, want to talk to me, I need for her to stop and say hi. As soon as you get into all of that shit, right, then you're going to get fearful, because now you need it to happen. You understand? Right. You need it to happen to validate yourself. And so now you're like, okay, well, since I need it to happen and it doesn't, I'm going to be upset. And now, you understand? So then you hesitate and you say, you know what? Let me not holler at her, because she looks like she doesn't want to be talked to. She looks like she's busy. And then you're trying to save yourself from, this rejection that you think is going to happen. And because you're expecting, you want something, you want the number, but you're like, well, I don't want to go up and get the rejection, so I'll just rather not say anything. And then that, keeps you in that fearful state. You feel me?
Right.
So don't worry about the outcome and all that other shit.
Being outcome dependent diminishes, or it disrespects the work.
Right.
Like, being outcome dependent disrespects the game, basically, because the game is not about the outcome with one particular broad.
Right.
The game is about the overall outcome. It's about you approaching all these different females, learning more about who you are, the strength of your game, building upon the strength of your game, and getting to a place where you can talk to anyone, male, female, or anybody, to get what you want out of this thing we call life. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you just sit there like, oh, she's so hot, I hope I get her number, it's like you just worried about that one number from that one broad, and it's like, yo, you're disrespecting the whole fucking process, the whole journey, the whole growth of the thing. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more to it than just that one broad with that one number. She probably got gonorrhea any fucking way.
Oh man, real talk. You never know. That's the shit. That should be going down. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh man. And another thing that will help you get over your fear of approaching women is when you stop putting women on a pedestal. You feel me? Stop it. You got to stop putting women on a pedestal, man. Because, putting women on a pedestal, making it seem like, oh my God, these women are awesome, and how am I going to get them, and all this other craziness, that makes you scared to approach, because you're making women better than you. You're making it like, oh, I have to be able to live up to this thing in order for the women to want me, and all this other stuff. So when you put women on a pedestal, what you're really doing is that you're making it harder for yourself to approach women, because now you feel like you need to be extra. You feel like you need to have more. You feel like you're not enough. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And then it's like, how am I going to get her? Because, all these other guys want her and I'm just me. And why would she want me? And it's just like, Yo, you know what's funny? It's like, once you start to deal with women, like actually get some, chicks that you've been dealing with and hanging out with and having sex with and all this other stuff, the magic, the magical, mystical awesomeness that you thought women were, it just, it just basically disappears. It totally you gotta
put some applause on that.
For real, like, it's just done.
It's like you've been wanting to go to Disneyland for all these fucking years, and then you get there, and it's like,
right,
it's really just like any other fucking amusement park.
Right,
like,
exactly.
God damn.
It's like it's like finding out there's a person inside Big Bird. You're like, really? Like, oh my God. You telling me there's a person in there? You telling me Santa Claus isn't real? Like, this is blowing my mind right now. Are you serious? That's how you're gonna feel. Like, I'm telling you, you're going to experience that the more you deal with women. You're gonna see the like, you're not gonna be like fazed by this shit. And a lot of times you guys are fazed by it because you don't really have the experience. But once you have the experience, it's not gonna be any big shit. It's gonna be like whatever. You feel what I'm saying? So, you gotta don't put women on a pedestal. Another thing is, when you what's going to alleviate the fear is you have to sort of just do it and don't think too much about it. Because when you think too much about it, that's the thing that, creates that fear. You start to rationalize why you shouldn't do it. You start to second guess yourself. You start to do all these other things instead of just going up and approaching. And you got to understand that you don't have to do like I think a lot of guys think they got to be perfect. Like, there's this perfect approach or this perfect opener or this perfect thing to say, this perfect way to just fucking go in there and say something, because once you start saying things, then things are going to be said, and then communication's going to happen, and that's how it rolls. You feel what I'm saying? It's really that simple. And then the thing is, you're going to get some cooperation from certain girls, and you're going to get some resistance from certain girls, no matter what you say. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not really, and the thing is that when we teach you, different ways to indirectly approach a girl or directly approach a girl or whatever it is, you understand? It's like you can do those things, and then just basically what you're saying technically isn't really that important. It's more so that you're actually saying it and doing it and executing. You understand? Because once you execute, then that's when the situation is sort of like, becoming alive. You feel what I'm saying? Because you just sitting back and worrying about it or thinking about what you need to say, you're wasting a lot of time. And because imagine you sitting there, you see a chick across the room, and you spent 25 minutes thinking about what you're going to say to her. You finally go up and talk to her, and then you find out she got a boyfriend. Or you finally go up and talk to her, you find out she's, on some bullshit. You understand? Like, so you wasted all that time thinking, of what to say, and the shit is still, is nothing. You feel what I'm saying? So don't worry too much about that shit. You feel what I'm saying? Just fucking do it. Don't think too much about the shit, right? And the last thing before we go on to talk about is just making approaching and talking to women a habit. Okay? You have to make it a habit. That's the easiest way to get over this fear, because the more this is some real shit. The more you do it consistently, the less scared you're going to be to do it, and the more easy it's going to be to do. Now, the less that you do it, if you don't make it a habit, if you just sort of once in a while, maybe like, I'll do it next week if I go out with my friends or whatever, if I do it here and there, the time where you take to not do it, every time when you just say, I'll put it off for later, that's going to make it harder for you to actually do it. It's kind of like, like when you haven't gone to the gym in like 2 or 3 months, right? And then you go and you fucking work out, and then your muscles are just like fucked. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you sore as a motherfucker because you haven't been doing it for a while. It's the same concept. When you haven't been doing it for a while, it's going to you're going to get rusty. I actually saw one of the RSD dudes. They did a video about this, and I thought it was like an excellent video where they were talking about, because he was basically saying, he was like, I haven't gone out in like 2 months to approach chicks. You feel what I'm saying? Because he was like, I just been working on my website and doing this and doing this and that. So then he had a video where he was out with his peoples, and it was like he was like sort of hesitating to go up to chicks, and this is the one of the instructors, like the RSD instructors. You feel what I'm saying? That teach guys how to do this. So he was even rusty by not going out for a couple months to do it. You feel what I'm saying?
Wow.
So and that happens to every guy. So it's like you have to put that habit in, because then when that habit is gone, that little anxiety starts to kick in because you're not used to it. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to make sure that you really go out there and put yourself out there to make it happen. You feel what I'm saying?
Keep the knife sharp, son. Keep
exactly.
Your mouth crispy.
Exactly. And this is why you guys got to go to badboymembership.com right now, because you can get my audio program, The Ultimate Guide to Getting Over Your Approach Anxiety, because that's what's going to happen if you are talking to these girls, going to have that approach anxiety. Also, I have another audio program on there, and it's called The Art of Picking Up Women Successfully. So you can listen to that on the Bad Boy membership. And actually, as of this moment that you're listening to this audio program, as we're recording this, there are 35, count them, 35 audio/video programs on the Bad Boy membership today. You understand what I'm saying? And so that's basically over like almost a day and a half of game. Like literally, like if you were to join the Bad Boy membership today, in order to hear everything on there, you would have to listen to that like maybe 30 something hours straight. That's how much, information is on there right now. So if you could join the Bad Boy membership, you will get all that information right now.
Because every installment is like 45 to 90 minutes, right?
Right, exactly. So everyone is detailed. It's 45 to 90 minutes, so it's a lot of shit on there. So this is why we telling you guys, you definitely got to go on there. Also, what I wanted to say real quick before we go, because I was getting emails from dudes who wanted to sort of call into the show and all this other stuff. What I want to do, or what I might do, is I might do a thing where we do maybe once a month, like, or maybe twice a month, every 2 weeks or whatever, like a show of just calling in. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So people can call in. You can, say whatever. We could talk about, chop up some game and make that shit happen. So it could just be, all people calling in, we make that happen. You feel what I'm saying? So we could answer your questions. You feel what I mean? So we got to set that up. We'll set that up soon. So if all you guys who are asking about that, we're going to, set that up soon so we could, chop it up with you guys. All right. So, that's about it. Anything else you want to say, Miles, before we out of here?
Oh yeah. I wanted to also add, like, isn't the Bad Boy membership optimized now so you can listen to it on your phone?
Oh yeah, definitely. So guys, you can go, when you're on the Bad Boy membership, you can listen to everything on your iPhone and all that other good stuff. So you can,
your Android phone,
exactly,
iPhone and Android phone.
Yes, so you can hear all of that hot shit. You feel me? So yeah, I think we're done, man. We are out of here.
Happy safe July 4th to everybody, man. Do
yes.
your thing. You know what I mean? Don't be safe. Don't blow nothing up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
and make sure. And make sure you guys go to ILookSexyNaked.com to hear all of the Bad Boy the Bad Boy Show episodes. And also go to UndeniableGame.com, where you can get my new free audio program that will, step up your dating game. So make sure you guys go to UndeniableGame.com.
Yo, niggas got mad options, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Get it popping, man.
That's what I'm saying. Is there, son? Is there? I don't know. You guys got to get on that. I'm telling y'all, we got all the shit that you guys need to really step this shit up. We are dead serious with this shit. You feel what I'm saying? We are fucking serious. All right. So guys, we're out of here, and we'll see you guys next time. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. We out.
Peace. All right.
Hey, what's up? It's dating and life coach Mr. Locario. Go to badboymembership.com and master the dating game by joining my Bad Boy membership program. In this program, you'll receive 45 through 90-minute, easy-to-follow, step-by-step dating advice tutorials that's guaranteed to help you attract, date, and have sex with beautiful women. Join the Bad Boy membership today by going to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com.